Yo, what's up with y'all? And it's like nah, but it's your boy King as a cut a check. I'm beautiful wife, eyes on B in the building. Quick little video for y'all, man. Why we eloped? We've been getting a lot of questions on why we got married so soon. Are you guys sure about it?
Are you pregnant? Why didn't you have a wedding?
You know, etc., etc. So, just to negate all that, we wanted to cut a quick video for you all and really just share with you all why we decided to elope and what people think is important, but in reality it isn't. It's something that we both got confirmation from God about. We've known each other for a while and we didn't reconnect for no reason. I know she can more than likely agree, but she's definitely, you know, what I prayed to God for in my life. Somebody who, you know, can really stand behind me, somebody that can really support me, and somebody that can really be there for me. You know what I mean? And when you ask God for that confirmation, sometimes He gives it to you as plain as day. And you realize, you know, people that may ask us, you know, are you sure about it? You know, yeah, why don't you just take it slow, whatever the case is. But in reality,
don't you want to get to know each other better? Don't you want to wait a year?
All them different things that don't really matter. But people really look for confirmation from everything but God. They look for confirmation from their friends that are in reality hating on them. They look for confirmation from their family. You know what I'm saying? They look for confirmation from social media, people that they don't know. But in reality, it's really all about you and the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that also goes to my next point, as far as how we weren't really the most traditional. We did the courthouse thing as far as when we got eloped and everything like that. We didn't really see the need for like a big wedding, like a big hurrah. Our thought process was we can take that money and we can save for a house in the next year. And in most cases, I mean, you're really paying all this money, getting dolled up, you know, to feed all these people that in reality, they're not really as happy for you as you would like them to be. In reality, they pissed off that, you know, you're in a, I guess you could say, better situation than them as far as your love life is concerned. So, I told my homeboy this, we was talking on FaceTime the other day. I was like, man, listen, this is one of the first times in my life I can say that I made a decision without discussing it with anybody but God. You know, I used to be a person where I would want to do something, but I'd ask my mom for confirmation, or I'd ask my homies, hey, do y'all think this is the right, you know, thing to do, right kind of move to make? And in reality, it's really all about me and him at the end of the day, because that's what it's going to be when we die at the end of the day anyway. So that's really what it is. People have a lot of false milestones. We were at one of our homegirls' little graduation celebration the other day, and she was talking about a guy that she was excited about, but she was like, she made a reference along the lines of
she didn't even want to tell us his name. She didn't even want to tell us his name. She was like, it's too soon, you know, I want to see where it's going. And
saying like she wanted to wait a year and some change before they could I don't even know what the hell she said. But I just don't operate like that. I just don't operate like that. That doesn't really make sense to me. And I feel like when people put those milestones I guess in place, they're really in their own way of the person that God has for them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are even afraid to start over. You'll see a lot of people that they may be with their high school sweetheart 4, 5, 6 years and they're not happy, but they're ashamed to break it off, and they're afraid to start over and, you know, begin to search for new love and different things like that. You could chime in on that.
Yeah, or even spend some time alone. You know, you and I talk about how we kind of just basically got to the point that we were just like, you got it, God. Like, we're just going to spend some time alone. We're not looking. You know, people are afraid of just spending some time alone while they figure things out for themselves. Let God work in their lives.
Yeah, and I feel like we both spent a nice amount of time with ourselves before we even started talking. I know for me, it was like, you got it, dude. Like however you want this life to go is how it's gonna go, and I'm not going to stand in the way of what you have for me, because I've been standing in the way, and that's why I haven't been getting what God has called me to get in reality. And it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy. And you think about negative comments as well. We've been getting a lot of negative backlash from even people that we thought that were the best of friends.
Closest, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that really
that put things into perspective. Like, this is really about us at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And we meet people like us. Like, I feel like they're in a relationship, and like they feel like they're with the person that is the one, but they may be trying to prolong the relationship stage or whatever the case is, just because they're afraid of the negative comments that they may receive, the shade that they may receive, and different things like that. And that just goes back to, you can't really let other people dictate your moves. And I can't even begin to like harp on this even more. Like, you really just have to get out of your own way and just get that confirmation from God. And one of the most exciting things about eloping was the fact that we went on our own. You could talk on that a little bit.
Two of us. It was exciting. Like, I'm not traditional at all. You're not really that traditional, but I'm completely not traditional at all. Like, I, in no way, shape, or form, wanted a huge wedding. I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money on a dress. Like, I went and got a cutesy little dress from the mall. Insert pic here or not. But yes, like, I did my own makeup, and, I planned to do my red lips with your red tie. Like, it was an exciting moment for us. Like, we were listening to our own music. I had my own playlist going, and most people are excited about the fact that they're getting dressed and they have people all around them and they're in hair and makeup, and that just wasn't it for me. Like, I was so excited getting dressed by myself, drove myself to you, and then we just went on about our way, and it was just like butterflies. It was even more exciting for me that it was just the two of us. I loved that. And then after, I don't know, it was just exciting. I loved it. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way at all.
And I think about it, if we did it the traditional way, I don't think it would have been as special. I don't even think we would have been as happy.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to make everyone else around us happy because they wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah. So just wrapping it up in a nutshell, after we did our praying and talking to God and everything, and when we both realized that we wanted to spend the rest of our lives with each other, we sat down and asked ourselves one day, it was like, what are we waiting for? Like, what's really in the way, you know what I'm saying, of us being together forever? And I remember I was like, I wanted to do, a really big, like, Pinterest type proposal, all the family there and taking nice pictures and everything like that, and a really nice extravagant wedding. But when you sit down and think about what's really important to you, those things aren't really all that important. And I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for what God has in store in our lives. And I'm excited for the people that's looking at this video. I hope we can motivate some people to go after the love, go after your love, man. Like, if you really, if you really sit down with God and really pray to God about the person that you're in love with and you want to spend the rest of your life with, and you feel as though that He's giving you the confirmation, go for it. Don't let any human being stand in the way of your happiness. Don't let anybody tell you you're making the wrong decision or whatever the case is, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the person that's going to have to live with that decision. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I got. You can tell me like if I missed anything, but that's really what I got.
How's married life?
Let me just.
Married life is lit.
Yeah, honestly, what's married life like now?
Yeah, married life is lit. We're actually going to be moving within the next week or so.
Yep.
So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I'm excited. I'm excited. The difference is,
we talk often about the fact that, I mean, I randomly texted you and just said, I'm so happy that I never have to go through anything by myself ever again. Like, you're my bestie. You're my life partner. Like, I don't even know how I was functioning without him. Like, we're just two peas in a pod. Like, you're my other half. And it just, I don't know. Life just seems so much easier that I don't have to go through anything by myself. I think we did. There was a couple of other things that I wanted to say, because we talked about red flags. So in the past, you know, it's hard to determine what is unconditional love and what is a red flag. A lot of times people, myself included, will ignore red flags because I am just an unconditional lover, period. So it's like, oh, you know, nobody's perfect. Up until this point, there have not been any red flags. And that's the way it should be. There shouldn't be any red flags, because red flags are God telling you, like, you know, this just isn't really it. This just isn't it. So unconditional love just seems to be like the theme in our relationship. And speaking on tradition, you know, so many people ask me, why don't you have a band? Why don't you have a band with your wedding ring? One, I'm not traditional. I think my ring is prettier without it. But our band is, we got tattoos that say agape. Yours is faded.
We're gonna do mine's over, but
can you see that, Manna? Yeah. So to us, like, God is so big and important in our life, and unconditional love. So agape was just it. Like, our tattoo is our band. We're not traditional. I don't want to be traditional, but definitely the red flags. Red flags are God's confirmation, put it simple.
What are the few red flags you face in relationships for this one?
I don't even want to put nobody on blast for real.
You don't got to do no names, but I'm just saying.
I mean,
Or just for, like, someone like me, right, who's not really in a relationship, what red flag should I look for?
Yeah.
When I'm, like, with someone, or if I'm getting close to someone?
I mean, red flags that I've dealt with most recently: drinking problems, gambling problems. Not to say that you shouldn't love someone through those things, but it's kind of like, oh God, like I shouldn't.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like I shouldn't. I've always felt like I'm always the one taking care of somebody else, which of course, you know, that's what I enjoy doing. But this is one of the first times that I've really felt like I'm not just here to take care of you. It's like an equal thing. Like, I take care of you just as much as you take care of me. It's not just one-sided. Like, we're truly a team.
What I was gonna say was on a red flag, you need somebody that real life care about your feelings and won't do anything to intentionally hurt you, whether they're upset, you feel me, or whatever. And I've experienced that. I've experienced intentional hurt off the strength of they were upset or whatever, and that's just not the way to go. I don't think I have any more examples off the top.
Yeah, and we never, like, people are so, you know, something we hear often is, oh, this is just the honeymoon phase, it's gonna get old, and we don't really believe in that. Like, that, we just don't feel that way. Like, we don't have arguments. Everything is you know, we just talk about it. We just talk it out. Like, we just have such a clear understanding. We would never do anything or say anything to intentionally hurt each other. Like, everything is, we just talk it out.
Do I have any other red flags? Somebody that you're trying to be with forever, if they do a lot of I talking as opposed to we talking, you know, talking about different things, I consider that a red flag as well, because it's like,
Like, they don't even see you in the bigger picture. You've been talking we since day one. Yeah. But it's lit.
Yeah.
Lit for
It's
life.
Lit. We real live lit forever.
Forever.
I couldn't be any more happy. So
Bestie
that's for the
shit.
haters. You know what I'm saying? And no, we keeping it on there too.
Keep it on it. Well,
So
we're
that's for the
lit for
haters.
life. We're
Live
super
forever.
happy.
Excited for everybody that's tuning into our channel, man. You know, we appreciate it, and definitely follow our journey. You're gonna see a lot more content from us. Just being totally transparent, keeping it real with y'all, and just sharing our love with y'all. And
Hoping to inspire others.
Tell them to comment and to subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your notifications on.
all that. So you should see a link below. You know, with our social media as well. You may be seeing this on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what have you. Be sure to follow us on Our World Throne on YouTube and on Our World Throne on Instagram as well. And I'll have the link for that below. But see y'all at the top, man. The bottom too crowded.